Hey there, rock stars. Welcome back to my kitchen. My name's Deborah Smith, and I am a holistic health coach and a plant-based chef. I used to run a juice bar in New York City for about 14 years, and that's where I learned so many healthy recipes. And this channel is dedicated to sharing delicious, simple, and healthy plant-based foods that are going to stimulate your metabolism, help to protect and support your immune system, and just help you to stay healthy as you age. So I hope you love this recipe. Today we're making a Tuscan white bean and kale soup. If you haven't already done this, go to the description below this video and click the link to get a copy for free of my Healthy Fall recipe pack. It's got an entire PDF guide that talks about metabolism superfoods and how they support our health, especially in the colder winter months. So go grab that now, pause the video, and you can also check out the ingredients to today's recipe and cook along with me if you like. So once you're ready, let's get into today's recipe. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients for the Tuscan white bean and kale soup. We are gonna need some olive oil, 2 tablespoons. That's just to simmer all of our veggies in. We're gonna need 1 large red onion. I've already chopped mine. You can go ahead and chop yours. We need 4 ribs of celery. I went ahead and chopped those already too. 5 cloves of garlic minced. 2 15-ounce cans of white beans. You can use cannellini beans, you can use navy beans, you could use fava beans. Any white bean will do. I actually mixed 2 different beans. I mixed navy and cannellini. We're gonna need 4 cups of veggie broth, and if you don't have a veggie broth, you can use water. Half a cup of water, and that's for the end. And then 1 cup of shredded kale. I got this from my garden. And also some salt and pepper to taste. And then at the end, we're gonna want about a tablespoon of fresh lime juice. So go ahead and get those ingredients. We're also gonna need 2 carrots, and we can go ahead and chop those up. So one thing I wanna mention is that to make this recipe, we're gonna use a large cook pot on the stove top. And we're also going to be using at some point a blender. So part of the way that we get the Tuscan white bean and kale soup to be creamy is that we remove about 2 cups of the soup once it's cooked and we blend it. The other thing you can do, and this is what I am going to do, is you can use an immersion blender. Now, if you don't have an immersion blender, I swear by this blender. I cannot live without it. I use it for soups, for sauces, for all kinds of things, for batters. It's just such an easy way to blend without having to transfer things from one place to another. I'll post a link below to a great immersion blender. So we're gonna use this at the end of the recipe. Okay, so step 1 of making this recipe is really simple. We're gonna go ahead, add our 2 tablespoons of olive oil to our cook pot, and then we're going to simmer the onion, the carrot, and the celery until they get cooked a little bit soft and tender and begin to smell a little bit aromatic in the room. And once the heat is on, you are going to want to tend to this a little bit. You're going to want to keep them moving, stir them occasionally, you know, every minute or so. Just make sure that they don't burn. Once your carrot, celery, and onion have been simmering for a while and they start to get softened, tender, and a little bit translucent, we're going to toss in our minced garlic. Okay, so it's been simmering for a while. The next step is going to be to add in our Italian seasonings, our white beans, and the 4 cups of veggie broth. We're gonna bring that all to a boil, and then we're gonna let it simmer for about 20 minutes. So while your soup is coming to a boil and you're getting ready to simmer it, you can take that time to clean up your kale and chop or shred it. I removed the stems, I washed it, and then I chopped it roughly so the pieces are, you know, not tiny, but small enough that when I chew them, it's not a huge mouthful of greens. The other thing that you can do is you can juice your lime and prepare for a tablespoon of lime juice. Okay, so I've got about another 5 to 10 minutes for my soup to simmer. So I'll talk you through the last couple of steps so that you know exactly what to do next. So if you're using an immersion blender, then your next step is going to be, once your soup is done simmering for a total of 20 minutes, you're gonna go ahead and just take the immersion blender, plug it in, and immersion blend roughly half of your soup, right? It's gonna be about two or three cups of that soup. And you just want to get this creamy effect inside the soup base. Once you've done that, and you'll see it'll get a little bit cloudy, it'll become a little bit thicker. Once you've done that, you can go ahead, you can add your salt and pepper to taste, and you can add in your kale. And then at the very end, we're gonna finish it off with a tablespoon of lime juice. It really brightens it and brings out a lot of those other delicious Tuscan type flavors. If you're not using an immersion blender, then your steps are gonna be the following. You're gonna go ahead and take a measuring cup and you're gonna remove about 2 cups, maybe a little bit more of your soup. Include everything, the carrots, the celery, whatever you can. Just scoop it right out. And you're gonna put that into a stand-up blender, any blender. You're gonna blend that on high for about a minute. And this is where you might wanna use that extra half cup of water that we have sitting to the side. If it's too thick and it's just kind of like chunky, add in a little bit of water. The end result that we want is gonna be a creamy soup base. So we wanna thoroughly mix this and blend it until it's nice and creamy and completely mixed. Then you're gonna transfer that back into your main soup pot. So that's gonna give it that cloudy, creamy soup base that we're looking for. Then you would add in your kale, your salt and pepper to taste, and then of course, finish it off with your tablespoon of lime juice. So I hope that you make this recipe. Please let me know if you make it, how it went, if you loved it. I find this to be one of the most delicious fall soups. Again, if you haven't already gotten a copy of my healthy fall recipe pack, click below the link below this description, get it right now. Guys, this is loaded with recipes that have these metabolic superfoods in them. So you're gonna be able to simply cook these recipes throughout the colder months and protect your immune system, support your energy and your metabolism. And I just want you to have a healthy holiday and a healthy fall and winter. So go ahead and cook those recipes. Cook along with me if you're not sure what you're doing. As always, may you be vibrant.